Hello and welcome to the overview of the 2019 Interscholastic Unified Tennis Coaches Resource Manual. This overview will be in parts. It was previously recorded in 2018, and you are being provided with the 2019 updates. The 2019 Coaches Resource Guide can be found in the Google Drive document share that you've all received. We have gone fully digital, and so printed copies of the resource guide are not being provided from here on out, which is makes it very convenient for you to follow the links that we are providing on the Coaches Resource Guide. Here you can see on is our table of contents, and the resource guide is broken down into sections: competition, administration, and supplements. In this overview, we're just going to go over those things that are generally in the administration and season timeline up here. So without further ado, for the 2019 Interscholastic Unified Tennis season, the timeline is as follows. All MPSSAA fall sports are allowed to begin on Wednesday, August 14th. They do not generally begin unified that early, but just so that all coaches know, you are allowed to begin that early. When school starts on September 3rd, that is the week that practices can begin. And you should have at least an initial team meeting that week. The week of September 16th through 20th are player assessments. And the first hard and fast paperwork deadline is Monday, September 23rd. That is when the Special Olympic Maryland applications for participation and affirmations of eligibility are due to district representatives. And the non-student athlete Class A requirements are due to Dottie Rush, whose information is there on the screen. Non-student athletes being any assistant coaches, coaches, team managers, team parents, chaperones, nurses, one-on-one aides, etc. The second hard and fast paperwork deadline is Monday, September 30th for postseason registrations. Those are due to your district representatives. And that is required in order for us to schedule the district tournaments, which can take place between October 9th through October 23rd. Your district representatives will be informing individual district areas, their coaches, of what exactly the date for the and location for each of the district tournaments will be. Those who advance from their district tournaments to their state tournament, will have a preseason competition webinar on Thursday, October 24th at 7 p.m. And the state competition is Tuesday, November 5th at Loyola University in Baltimore. The inclement weather date is November 6th. I am going to jump from here down to all of the contact information. This is all included in the overview of the sport. So on this page, you will find the school system and district representatives and their contact information. The only thing to note is that there is not a district representative for Allegheny or Garrett counties, so your contact is Kara Marinak, who is the Special Olympics Maryland Interscholastic Unified director. This year, there is currently a vacancy as Unified Tennis Chair, as I am, after a few years, stepping away from the position, but Mark Sunkel is continuing on as the Unified Tennis Assistant Chair. And Kara is acting as the sport chair until the position is filled. So as coaches, your first line of communication is always your district representative, and their contact information can be found on this page. Please do not, unless you are Allegheny or Garrett County, reach out to Kara before you reach out to your district representative. And also just an overview of who is participating in Interscholastic Unified Tennis. This is one of the biggest sports that we do at the high school level, in that it encompasses much of the state. So Allegheny, Garrett, Washington, Frederick, Baltimore City, Anne Arundel, Calvert, Charles, Cecil, Caroline, Kent, Queen Anne's, Talbot, Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester counties all participate in Interscholastic Unified Tennis. So it is great to have that many school systems represented in the IUS season. And lastly, for this overview, I will just be making sure that everyone's aware of the state tournament. Oh, this link appears to be broken. My apologies. I will be scrolling. Oh, tell me I missed it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. The state high school tennis tournament, as I stated on the timeline, is November 5th at Loyola University's McClure Tennis Center. This is where we held the tennis state last year. Of course, advancements to the tennis tournament are based on the allocations given throughout the entire state to each of the districts. So each of the districts will set up their criteria for advancement based on how many teams they are allowed to send. And so the winners, or in some cases, the winners and the runners up get to attend the state tournament. We are always looking for volunteers. So if you know of anybody who'd like to volunteer for the tennis state tournament, you can email volunteers@somd.org. And that is where I'm going to pause the presentation right now. And I will pick this back up with the sport overview.